Hello and welcome once more to Toyah Radio. I'm Iain McNay and I'm joined by my esteemed colleagues, Professor John Reed and Matt Ingham. And we've got a very varied show which starts in a proggy way, so I think I might well just start playing the first two tracks and then we can talk about things after that.
Cheese don't live for a sight. song is called The Crow and the Nightingale. Thank you for your words of longing. It doesn't really matter whether or not I understood them. It doesn't really matter where they take me or how they take me. A witch black hair in a storm, an unruly sea of south frozen fear, or a paradise of parts. As long as it's not here, as long as it's not here, but a rooftop I can go to scream above the birds, adding my dull sheen to your brilliant words. A job for crystal, wrap in the sun with sail, wrap in the sun, wrap in the sun with sail, wrap in the sun, wrap in the sun with sail. Make it something that can be looked at without hurting. I can try. I can't fly, but I'll open my rough beak and squawk at the sky, the crow and the nightingale. I can't fly, but I'll open my rough beak and squawk at the sky, the crow and the nightingale, the crow and the nightingale.
Well, you've just listened to two great songs by live versions by Yes, You and I, and Marillion, The Crow and The Nightingale. And they're both actually new releases. The Yes song is taken from a new Jolly Super box set of the album Talk, which I think was the 13th Yes album. And it has Talk on there, obviously, and a new version of Talk, plus 2 CDs of a live concert in New York. And I picked out You and I because I just thought it sounded fantastic. And then there was Marillion, and the Marillion track is The Crow and the Nightingale. And they had an album out, it was only about last year, called An Hour Before It's Dark. And this is a live album of that album, which was recorded March 2023. And I think, again, that's a great track. They're two of my favourite bands. I'm actually seeing Yes tonight, actually, play at the Albert Hall, obviously. Really looking forward to that. And I'm now going to stay on the proggy theme and move on to a track by Squackett. Squackett being Chris Squire and Steve Hackett. And the track is Aliens.
Of 4007 centuries away from home, designated discoverers. Today we are back in time. Only us from the future.
That was Aliens by Squackett, taken from the album A Life Within a Day, which, as I said, is Chris Squire and Steve Hackett. That was recorded, I think, originally in 2012. We sadly lost Chris Squire a few years later, but Steve Hackett is very much alive and well, and touring on his own very successfully as well. I just wondered, John, have you ever seen an alien?
No, I wanted to see a band called Aliens. They evolved out of Beta Band years ago, and I'm a big fan of them. But I don't think I've actually seen an alien. I live in Manchester, but...
It's full of aliens in Manchester, isn't it?
No, not at all. But no, so I think not. Shame.
Okay. All right. And we're now going to go to Anthony Phillips. Anthony Phillips was, of course, a founder member of Genesis when they were all at Charterhouse School all those years ago, gosh, over 50 years ago. And he's got an album out called, I've just got it in my hands here, full title is Private Parts and Pieces, Volume 8, The Golden Hour. And I'm going to play the only track with vocals, which is Roads in Between. That was Roads in Between by Anthony Phillips from his new album. It's a new release, although there are old tracks, Private Parts and Pieces, Volume 8. And Anthony's a good friend of most of us at Toyah Red, a lovely man, quite a quiet man these days, still recording lots of interesting pieces. And of course, as I mentioned before I played the track, he was originally in Genesis. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to play a track from the first Genesis album, From Genesis to Revelation, which is actually coming out as a jolly super deluxe box set on Toyah Red later in the year. And the track I've chosen is Fireside Sob.
As daybreak breaks the mist upon the earth, it came to pass, the beauty settled there forevermore. And as the steam clings close to things to come, it came to pass that solid rock did part for humble life. Once upon a time there was confusion, disappointment, fear and disillusion. Now there's hope reborn with every morning. See the future clearly at its dawning. Forever drifting slowly towards a hazy emptiness, whilst water slips into the sea. The Father's sad to see it's free. As shadows creep towards the master night, it came to pass, the trees defied the wind, who shook their leaves. And as the peace descended all around, it came to pass that nature's creatures came to face the world. Once upon a time there was confusion, disappointment, fear and disillusion. Now there's hope reborn with every morning. See the future clearly at its dawning. Forever drifting slowly towards a hazy emptiness, whilst water slips into the sea. The Father's sad to see it's free. Once upon a time there was confusion, disappointment, fear and disillusion. Now there's hope reborn with every morning. See the future clearly at its dawning. Once upon a time there was confusion, disappointment, fear, disillusion.
That was Fireside Song by Genesis, taken from their debut album, soon to be reissued on Toyah Red. And that album is called From Genesis to Revelation. Now, Renaissance are a band that have been around for many, many moons, are still performing sometimes. Annie Haslam, although she lives in America, is still performing sometimes in the UK. And we just put out on Esoteric Records a 3 CD box of their Tuscany album, which I think was their 11th album, I think, from memory. A lovely album. I'm going to play In My Life.
If I could be here with you today, I would change all my ways, show you how I really care. Night and day, I'd be there. All the moments I wasted then, calling you on the phone. All the things I should have said, like how much I need you. In my dreams I think of you, of all the things I didn't do. Can I show you now? In the morning and at night, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to have you in my life. I'd be there when you need a friend. When you're sad, I'd be strong, holding you to keep you warm. Be there when you need me. I would turn back the clock today. I'd be faithful and true.
That was In My Life by Renaissance, of course with Annie Haslam on vocals. And I remember talking to her about 3 months ago at a reception, and she said, we just got talking about all kinds of things, and she said she lived with Roy Wood for 6 years, and they had so much fun, and it was the happiest 6 years of her life. So I just thought I'd say that for no other reason than it came into my head. And then we have Al Stewart, who unbelievably is 78 years old. I saw him play a few months ago. Still as interesting as ever, insofar as the descriptions of the songs are much longer than the actual songs. He tells you the story of every song, and they're all fascinating songs. So I'm going to play Old Admirals.
I can well recall the first time I ever put to sea was on the old Calcutta in 1853. I was just a lad of 14 years, a midshipman to be, to make my way in sailing ships of the Royal Navy. By the time that I was 21, I sailed the world around, weathered storms in the China seas with the hatches battened down, made my way by starlight up the coast of Newfoundland, and dined on beer and herrings while the waves blew all around. I live in retirement now, and through my window comes the sound of seagulls and sets my mind remembering the evening stars like memories sail far beyond the distant trees. Way out across the open seas I hear them sing. All the wooden ships, they turn to iron, and the iron ships to steel, and shed their sails like autumn leaves with the turning of the wheel. And I was given captain's rank, soon took under me the proudest ship that ever sailed for Queen and country. The old queen, she passed away with the newborn century, and I received my calling up to the Admiralty. Sands ran through the hourglass, each day more rapidly, as we watched the growing of the fleets of High Germany. So at last the great war blazed, I waited with the passing days, a call to arms that never came, writing letters. I may be old now in your eyes, but all my years have made me wise. You don't see where the danger lies, so call me back, call me back. But the war, it ran its course, they could find no use for me. And I live in the country now, grandchildren on my knee, and sometimes think in all this world the saddest thing to be. Old admirals who feel the wind are never put to sea. Not just like you, I've sailed my dreams like ships across the sea. And some of them, they've come on rocks and some faced mutiny. When they're sunken one by one, I'll join that company. Old admirals who feel the wind are never put to sea.
That was Old Admirals by Al Stewart, which was taken from Past, Present and Future, which has come out on a box set on Esoteric Records. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague, Professor John Reid, to talk about No Songs Tomorrow.
So Iain, were you ever a goth?
I wasn't a goth, no. I
You were a punk?
was probably a part-time punk, but I wasn't a goth.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I was a mod, so I definitely didn't relate to the whole goth thing in the 80s. But I have to say, I've come around to a lot of the music. And a few years ago, we did a box set called Silhouettes and Statues that did very well. And kind of covered the rise of goth from the post-punk scene and bands like Bauhaus and so on. And then how the sort of diaspora of it and how the different styles evolved into sort of almost dance music or the more ethereal end of it. And this year we've released a belated sequel, and it's called No Songs Tomorrow, and the subtitle is Darkwave, Ethereal Rock and Coldwave, 1981 to 1990. So we've avoided the G word there, but I think the idea was to present a more expansive collection of music that was more atmospheric and less dry ice, I suppose. We're going to hear 3 tracks from this new 3 CD set: Only For You by The Essence, Heat by Soft Cell, and Avatar by perhaps the quintessential darkwave group Dead Can Dance.
Still the taste of the sweat and the dust. You're still playing games and abusing my trust. In the heat of the night, in the glow of the light, it's the back and the bite that's feeling alright. Do you use up bodies like cigarettes? Do you need them for ego? Do you need them for sex? In the heat of the night, in the glow of the light, plaintive songs, stuck in a love scene from blood and sand. And the way the room keeps spinning round, I still the taste of the sweat and the dust. You're still playing games and abusing my trust. In the heat of the night, in the glow of the light, it's the back and the bite that's feeling alright. Do you use up bodies like cigarettes? Do you need them for ego? Do you need them for sex? In the heat of the night, in the glow of the light, it's the back and the bite that's feeling alright. Do you use up bodies like cigarettes? Do you need them for ego? Do you need them for sex? And you're moaning about your wasted life, lying there listening to Spanish eyes, with the cup on the floor and the plates in the sink and a room full of smoke, and then you full of drink. Your skin's going dry and the colour of sand. Ignore the cigarette burning your hand. Your skin's going dry and the colour of sand. Ignore the cigarette burning your hand.
You just heard 3 tracks from the new 3 CD compilation box set, No Songs Tomorrow, Soft Cell's Heat, Dead Can Dance's Avatar, and Only for You by The Essence, who was signed to Midnight Music, which of course we acquired many moons ago.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know, the guy from The Essence, it was one guy, was a medical doctor, Dutch medical doctor.
Yeah, that's right. They still tour, don't they?
Yeah, and it's all a hobby for him because he's a doctor.
Oh, nice to have that. As a
and I thought that Soft Cell track was just brilliant.
Yeah,
I just one of the best tracks he's done. In fact, the whole box set is really, really good. And as you said, Dead Can Dance are always top quality. So
yeah, and you've got headline acts like The Cure, and then you get unknown bands like Twice a Man. Like all our comps, you get that mixture really of the familiar and the obscure. So. Yeah, high hopes for that one. Moving on to Lindisfarne, bit of an institution in the northeast, around Newcastle initially, driven by the songwriting talents of Alan Hull. Brand New Day is the title of a new compilation of their Mercury Records era period in the late 70s, which has just come out. 3 CD set, and from it you're going to hear the title track, Brand New Day.
La Life is a struggle, but you somehow seem to muddle along a long and bumpy winding road. Seems kinda wrong, but you gotta be strong, you gotta carry that load. Watch how you walk in case you slip on the ice. You gotta make them decisions, gotta think once or twice. You gotta sow before you reap, gotta look before you leap, and I know it's not nice. I've seen the lights, I've felt the sway, I've heard the sound of birds at the break of day. I've watched the waves break and seen them slip away. I've seen the light of a brand new day. Life is a blessing, but it comes in disguise, and you never see nothing till you open your eyes. There's a time and a place for the timeless surprise. Watch how you sit in case you fall off the chair. Walk on the ground, don't walk on the air. You gotta do what you do, and I know that you know it's not fair. I've seen the light, I felt the sway, I've heard the sound of birds at the break of day. I've watched the waves break and seen them slip away. I've seen the light of a brand new day. I felt the sway, I've heard the sound of birds at the break of day. I've watched the waves break and seen them slip away. I've seen the light of a brand new day. I've seen the light, I felt this way, I've heard the sound of birds at the break of day. I've watched the waves break and seen them slip away. I've seen the light of a brand new day. I've seen the light, I felt this way, I've heard the sound of birds at the break of day.
It was Brand New Day by Lindisfarne. If I could do a Geordie accent, I'd do it, but it would come out sounding Welsh or something even worse. I'm not going to try. Another new compilation.
Actually, I wanted to just say we did put out recently, didn't we, also a box set of Alan Hull's demos and sketches of some of his early songs, which has been very well received.
That's right, yeah, that was something we were working on for a long time with David Wood, who ran Impulse Studios in Newcastle, and worked with Alan back in his early days before Lindisfarne existed, actually, when he was in groups like The Chosen Few and such like. And yeah, the Alan Hull 4 CD is real sort of landmark release if you're a fan of Alan's songs and songwriting, and many people are. But he's still so highly regarded, especially, like I say, in the Northeast.
And he actually, Lindisfarne are still gigging, aren't they? They've only got one original member, but I know they played the Cadogan Hall last week.
I think it might be 2 long-term members.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Ray Laidlaw and one other. But yeah, still got a big following, you know.
Yeah.
So a bit like Straubs, really, that kind of folk rock thing still endures, really. Another artist, well, from that era, really, Barry Ryan, who came to prominence with his brother, who I suppose were like the Liam Gallagher and the Noel Gallagher of their day, in the sense that one of them wrote the songs, Paul Ryan, and one of them sang them, which was Barry. Initially they were successful as a duo, and then Barry went solo, but his first solo album was called, sensibly, Barry Ryan Sings Paul Ryan. And this is the first, or opens the first of a first disc of 5 on a new box set, which is called, simply put, the albums 1969 to 79, and actually ends with an unreleased album from the end of the 70s, which has never been available before. And from that box set, we're going to include Barry's biggest hit, Eloise.
Every night I'm there, I'm always there. She knows I'm there, and heaven knows I hope she goes. I find it hard to realize that love was in her eyes. It's dying now. She knows I'm crying now. And every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise. Eloise. You know I'm on my knees, yeah. I said, please, you're all I want, so hear my prayer, my prayer. My Eloise is like the stars that please the night, the sun that makes the day, that lights the way. And when that star goes by, I'll hold it in my hands and cry, her love is mine, my sun will shine. Every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise. Eloise. You're all I want, you got to hear my prayer. My Eloisa, I'd love to please her, I'd love to care, but she's not there. And when I find you, I'd be so kind, you'd want to stay. I know you'd stay. And as the days grow old, the nights grow cold, I wanna hold her near to me, yeah. I know she's dear to me. And only time can tell and take away this lonely hell. I'm on my knees to Eloise. And every night I'm there, I break my heart to please Eloise. Eloise. You are my life, so hear my prayer. You are the price, I know you're there. You know I'm not there. No, no, no. Yeah, 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 yeah. My Eloisa, I got to please her, yeah. She knows I love her, love her, love her, love her, love her, love her. Yeah, 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 yeah. My Eloisa, I've got down on my knees to please you. My Eloisa,
That was Eloise by Barry Ryan, I think from 1968, later of course immortalised as a hit single by The Damned in the 80s.
Which version did you prefer, the Damned or?
Oh, I think I prefer the original. I thought the Damned version was just, it was too faithful. I thought the way the Damned had done other songs prior to that, they kind of reinvented them, but I thought that was, they obviously wanted a hit single and they got it, but I didn't think they really took the song anywhere new, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm going to hand over to Irina to chat about an act I doubt we've ever played on Cherry Red Radio before, Skal Dowie.
Thank you, John. Now I would like to talk about a band from Poland called Skaldowie. This band, whose name translates as the Skalds or Poets, was formed in the 60s, 1965 to be more precise. Like many other pop bands of that time, they became successful after a song competition that was organized in Krakow during the summer of 1965. And they won the contest, eventually got a deal from the biggest record label in the country, and maybe the only record label in the country, which was Polskie Nagranie Muze, Polish Records Muse, a major state-owned label whose Catalogue is part of Warner Music Poland now. The song that I would like to talk about, or would like to share with you, is a title track from their third album, which came out in 1969. It's called Cała Dziewczyna w Skowronkach. Excuse my pronunciation, Polish listeners, but yes, I practiced a lot before that. The name translates as ambiguously, you are all full of larks. It's actually an idiomatic expression which denotes a state of sheer happiness and blissful joy. And I guess even if you don't speak the language, the music of the song dissolves any barriers, whether cultural or linguistic or any other barriers that you can imagine.
Mówiłaś kocham z obroni, na polach nad polami. To wszystko, co nam śpiewa, za nami, nad nami. One stoją w powietrzu, wysoko pod chmurami. One spadają z nieba, z wiatrami z obłokami. Śpiewają
That was Chava Gestures of Skowronkach, You're Full of Larks by a Polish band Skaldowie. And now we are back to Iain with the next song.
I really like seeing acts that I don't know anything about and I've never heard of before. And last week I saw an act called Angus and Julia Stone. And they're Australian. They're a brother and sister. I thought they were a couple to start with, and then they started talking about their father, so I realised they were brother and sister. And they've had no success in the UK whatsoever, but they sold out the Albert Hall, and they've had obviously big albums in Australia. And they have this song, which is their biggest song, called Big Jet Plane. So I thought I'd play it because it's just different, and I hadn't heard of them, so probably you haven't heard of them. So here it is, Big Jet Plane.
She said, hello mister, pleased to meet ya. I wanna hold her, I wanna kiss her. She smelled of daisies, she smelled of daisies. She drive me crazy, she drive me crazy. Gonna take her for a ride on a big jet plane. Gonna take her for a ride on a big jet plane. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hey, my lover, my lady river. Can I take you higher? Gonna take you for a ride on a big jet plane. Gonna take you for a ride take you away from home. Gonna hold you, gonna kiss you in my arms. Gonna take you away from home. Gonna take you for a ride on a big jet plane. Gonna take you for a ride on a big jet plane. Gonna take you for a ride on a big jet plane. Gonna take you for a ride on a big jet plane. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
That was Big Jet Plane from Angus and Julia Stone, and I think it was taken off their third album. And now back to John.
Yeah, going to chat about a new 3 CD compilation on our Grapefruit label devoted to the work of singer-songwriter Tim Holier. We've done this in conjunction. Sadly, Tim's no longer with us, but Tim enjoyed many and varied career in the music business, but his roots were as a kind of budding folkie in the late 60s, maybe in the style of someone like David McWilliams, so that kind of Baroque style, definitely influenced by the psychedelic era. And yeah, as I say, we've been working with Tim's son Rupert on this compilation, and it includes his first 3 albums, Message to a Harlequin from 1968, arguably the strongest album, which was his eponymous 1970 effort just called Tim Holier, and 1971's Sky Sail, and lots of bonus tracks as well. First time this has really been presented in this fashion. And yeah, we're going to play a track from that, and It's Happening to Her, which is from the second album.
Love's lost game played easily with her, raising herself from exhausted bed, clenching a cigarette, nervously smoking, wondering what's happening inside her head. And she wonders why it happens, and it's happening to her. Leaving that call to early morning whisper against her ears as she opens the door, walking straight towards her home, knowing she can't make it anymore. She wonders why it happened, and it's happening to her. Sleep comes easy as today goes on, leaving her to wonder on last night's song, silently crying her makeup's wrong. She wonders why it happens, and it's happening to her. Easy while the day goes on, leaving her to wonder in last night's song, silently crying her makeup's wrong. She wonders why it happens, and it's happening to her, and it's happening to her.
That was And It's Happening to Her by Tim Holier from his self-titled 1970 album, which is the second of 3 discs on the new anthology entitled Time Has a Way of Losing You. Another recent compilation is devoted to, I guess, an artist who had his heyday in the 60s, Chris Farlowe, but he's still performing to this day. Chris came out of the whole British R&B boom, London-centric boom in the early to mid-60s. In fact, he was one of the earliest performers to make a name for himself. I think his first record might have been as early as 1962. For this new compilation, Stormy Monday, though, we focused on some of Chris's more recent recordings from 1985 to 2008. During that time, been treading the boards and still a very popular live artist, concentrating on blues and rhythm and blues music, which is very much his forte, and a period that's been overlooked, I think, in Chris's career. And some of them were with his original backing band, or a lineup of his original backing band, the Thunderbirds, other recordings solo, some acoustic, some live, a real mix of styles, but all in really rooted in his love of the blues, which is where he started out. And from that new triple CD, we're going to hear All the Way Lover.
Starts to burning deep down inside of you. When that love wheel starts a turning, oh, ain't nothing left to do but find an all the way lover. Got to be all the way, all the way, all the way, lover. Don't start something you can't finish. Frustration ain't much fun. Halfway loving, just don't get it. You gotta stay there till the job is done. You got to be all the way lovers. Got to be all the way, all the way, all the way lover. Talk about all the way lovers. Got to be all the way, all the way, all the way lover. Ain't no sense in doing nothing if you're gonna do it wrong. Pretty good just ain't good enough. You got to get down right to the bone. You got to be all the way lovers. You got to be all the way, all the way, all the way lover. Please be my lover. Every day of my life
That was All the Way Lover by Chris Farlowe, and now I'm going to hand over to Matt to talk about Toya.
Thanks, John. Yeah, we usually have at least one Toya track in every episode, and that's partly because we usually have at least one Toya album in every episode. So this time we're going to treat you and we're going to play two Toya tracks. The first one is from her newly released Warrior Rock Toya on Tour 3 CD and vinyl reissue, which Iain, I know you enjoyed. And you wanted to include a song from that in this set. But I would also like to play her brand new single, which is called Roses in Chains. Let's start with Warrior Rock, and we'll go from there. That was Warrior Rock by Toya from her new Warrior Rock 3 CD 2 LP reissue. And the new song that I'm going to play is called Roses in Chains, which was written with her longtime songwriting partner Simon Darlow and features one Robert Fripp on guitar. in the track. So see what you think. This is Roses in Chains.
I love you to death. We're lying in heaven, dreaming in hell, playing heroes and demons. No one can tell. Life would be perfect if we could predict it. I love you to death. Shoot me down to be kind as we fall out of time. You're never out of my mind. We hurt in a beautiful way. Life would be perfect if we could predict it. I love you to death. We are like roses, roses in chains, never forgotten, we're all that remains. We are like roses, roses in chains, always together. That perfect wedding terrifies me. I know that you feel it too. That tears are rivers to be. Life would be perfect if we could predict it. I love you to death. We are like roses, roses in chains, never forgotten, we're all that remains. We are like roses, roses in chains, always together. Lay me down on your bed of lies. Dead to the world, you haunt my life. Trick me into ecstasy. Chain me to your window smile. Life would be perfect if we could predict it. I love you to death. We are like roses, roses in chains, never forgotten, we're all that remains. We are like roses, roses in chains, always together. We are like roses, roses in chains, never forgotten, we're all that remains. We are like roses, roses in chains, always together. We are like roses, roses in chains, always together.
That was Roses in Chains by Toya, and she, I believe, is going to debut that single live at Glastonbury this year, which she's doing with Robert Fripp on the 28th of June. And I'm going to pass back now to John.
Thanks, Matt. There's a new issue of Mojo this month, and on the front there's a wonderful cover mount called Jingle Jangle Mornings, A Bird's Companion. And on it are roughly 15 versions of bird songs by the great and the good, including members of the Birds, has to be said. And from it we're going to play a version of I Feel a Whole Lot Better, one of their early highlights, by Dinosaur Jr.
So what's going to happen, you're going to play it and I'm going to sing along now.
I can't stay up. I'll probably feel a whole lot better when you're gone. Feel a whole lot better when you're gone. Feel a whole lot better when you're gone.
That was Dinosaur Jr.'s cover of I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better, originally recorded, or it's certainly released, in 1989 on a compilation called Time Between, which was one of many excellent compilations of covers that Imaginary Records did. I mean, now, of course, all the magazines frequently release these kind of cover version themed CDs, but back in the day it was quite a rarity, and Imaginary Records in Manchester made a forte of it and convinced a lot of bands to do these exclusive versions. And that would have been the original lineup of Dinosaur Jr. With Lou Barlow as well, of course, Jay Maskis as the singer. And I like the way they scuzz it up a bit, and it's very much around the time of Bug and Freak Scene and Just Like Heaven. So this classic lineup of the band. And a great song, of course. So I think now back to you, Ian, to chat about Angelic Upstarts.
Yeah, we are putting out on Catalogue Records an Angelic Upstarts album called Teenage Warning, which was their first album, which came out in 1979. It was a top 20 album and had a couple of hits on there, including Teenage Warning and I'm an Upstart, and really kind of launched their career. Although they had interest before with the murder of Little Towers, which came out on, I think it was Link Records. So the track I'm going to play is the title track called Teenage Warning.
No satisfaction, it's all frustration. The times are changing, they're changing me. Open the cage, let free the animals, running wild with hardened criminals. No satisfaction, it's all frustration. The times are changing when you're it's a teenage warning, but nobody's listening. Who takes the blame? The 20th century. Is my image right for your fashion parade? If you don't look right, your days are numbered. The teenage warning, but nobody's listening. Who takes the blame? The 20th century. Teenage warning, but nobody's listening. Who takes the blame? 20th century. Wind me up like a clockwork orange, then you hide the key to my destination. No satisfaction, it's all frustration. The times are changing, they're changing me. Open the cage, let free the animals, running wild with hardened criminals. No satisfaction, it's all frustrations. The times are changing when you're it's a teenage warning, but nobody's listening. Who takes the blame? 20th century. Is my image right for your fashion parade? If you don't look right, your days are numbered. The teenage warning, but nobody's listening. Who takes the blame? The 20th century. That's a teenage warning. Nobody's listening. Who takes the blame?
was Teenage Warning by Angelic Upstarts. And of course we've lost, well, about 3 or 4 years ago, their singer and guiding light, Mency. And one of the last times I saw him was at football when Wimbledon were playing Sunderland. He was a big Sunderland fan. And we had fun together. And I think Sunderland won, so he went away very happy. Anyway, I'm going to put you back on to John to talk about Snafu and some other things.
Yeah, and do you know what Snafu stands for? Well, if I remember correctly, it was an army term, and it stood for, and I'm going to have to paraphrase here because there's a swear word involved, situation normal, all left up. And it was a term, I believe, used in the army, Snafu, to describe the chaos of war, I suppose. Yeah. But in this instance, this context, we're talking about Snafu, a band who were formed and active during the mid-70s, driven by songwriter and drummer Bobby Harrison after he played initially with Procol Harum and Freedom, and we've already done lots of Procol Harum and a Freedom box set, so Snafu were next. So they released 3 albums across the mid-70s, and their style by this time was a bit more less progressive rock. I think they'd been listening to a lot of American funk rock, stuff like Stevie Wonder. There's a cover of Keep On Running. There's also things like a cover of Otis Redding's Hard to Handle. So it's a bit funkier, or certainly more like sort of soulful rock, a bit like you heard from Glenn Hughes and people like that a bit later. We're going to hear the first track from the first album, which obviously opens proceedings here, Long Gone by Snafu, from their eponymous debut album from 1974.
I'll be long gone, baby.
she will. Oh, me and you. I'm alone, gone. I said I've been long gone. I said I've been long gone. I said I've been long gone. Yes, I will.
That was Long Gone from Snafu from a new 4 CD set entitled You Know It Ain't Easy, available on Grapefruit, which includes all 3 albums they released at the time, plus a wealth of bonus material, mostly from previously unreleased BBC sessions and live recordings. Now we're going to move on to to wrap up proceedings today, another new compilation on Grapefruit. Anyone who's familiar with the label will, I'm sure, be aware of their year-by-year 3 CD compilations. It all started many moons ago with a compilation called Let's Go Down and Blow Our Minds, the British Psychedelic Sounds of 1967, which is still our best-selling compilation. Stats readers, listeners will enjoy hearing that. And David Wells, who compiles these, puts a lot of TLC into them, has since then rolled forward with compilations up to 1974. Funnily enough, he's just worked on a 1975 compilation that's in the pipeline for next year, and also scrolled back to 1965 and then this latest comp from 1964 called Having a Rave Up, the British R&B Sounds of 1964. This was the year the Rolling Stones really broke through, and this comp really, I suppose, concentrates on the tougher end of the British beat and R&B explosion from that year. So you have bands like The Pretty Things, The Downliner Sect, The Kinks, The Yardbirds, and so on. We're going to play 2 tracks. Sweet Mary by the Artwoods, who are fronted by Art Wood, brother of Ronnie Wood, of course, later enjoyed fame with the Rolling Stones. And as an example of what we do, a track that over half a century later was still, until this time, unreleased, the Stylos with their version of Baby What You Want Me to Do.
Going around the world, trying to find sweet Mary. All around the world, trying to find sweet Mary. I got to try to find out what she's got that's sending for me. Yeah, tell me, baby, have you seen my sweet Mary? Tell me, baby, have you seen my sweet Mary? She got those big bowlegs, but she's alright with me. Well, she ain't no bumblebee,
You just heard 2 tracks from a new 3 CD set on Grapefruit, Having a Rave Up, the British R&B sounds of 1964. Firstly, Sweet Mary by the Artwoods, and then Baby What You Want Me to Do by the Stylos. And on that note, thank you for listening, and tune in next time to Cherry Red Radio.